Hi guys, my name is Anna, you're watching SimCue, and without further ado, let's get into this video. If you like me, watch a lot of Kim Possible as a child, I think you're going to like this build because today we're attempting to build something inspired by Camp Wannaweep. If that rings a bell, that is because Ron Stoppable went to Camp Wannaweep every single summer. And he had a terrible experience and tried to call home multiple times because he believed that the lake was contaminated. So that's the project we're trying to tackle today, and now let's get into the build. The good thing about trying to build something that's from a cartoon is that all of the shapes are like really simple. It actually does have quite a high roof, but I think this would be better with a slightly smaller roof. So we're not looking at anything advanced, but I just think like the idea itself is kind of funny, you know? And then we'll get some columns. So which one will fit the best? So for this building, let us go with horse ranch. I think we probably also want these to support the building itself, or like look like it's supporting the build itself. And we now have changed the layout a little bit. So we want a door here, but we then also want a door here. This is going to look like dumb. I don't know. Maybe with doors, it will be fine. Here it doesn't really fit, but maybe we do it like that. And then like so, getting them in all the way around. Is it too light? Why can't I? What do you mean? What do you mean? Wasn't there like a... I will look that up. Okay. It's because I kind of knew that this was a thing, but because I have a Danish keyboard, I have a different key for it. Okay, that is starting to look like a build. Here it fits, here it fits. Oh, we probably want more here, right? And then I also raise these. That is so good. Honestly, it has this like wooden plank roof, and we actually don't have that. So instead, would something like this look good? I mean, it probably would be what would look the most natural, maybe in a darker color. That kinda works. I don't really know. Probably this, right? I think this is this. Oh, okay. So I need to do the columns as the very last thing. Noted. You all saw what it was going to look like. Going to look like that. We will do that at the end. I think for this building, I like this better. Maybe for the huts, the other thing could make more sense. We'll go with this one, and then let's get a little trim in an orangey wooden color. It's not a good color. It's not a good color. That's not orangey, but maybe it's the best color. Oh, this is a wooden trim. That's wooden, right? Please tell me that's wooden. Let me see. Oh, it's wooden, but it also has the tent material. So maybe not. But this isn't wooden. This is like a metal kind of thingy. Does it come in wooden? Oh, it does. Okay, but that's wooden. That's not wooden. That's not wooden. It's a little bit annoying. Why is it not? But the colors I want, why are they not wooden? This isn't wooden either. That is so annoying. Like, why does none of this match? Why? We probably also want a little bit of fence. And then we want some stairs. Yeah, that looks better. And of course, this fence does not have a matching railing. Would this fence then be better? Probably would. Oh, that is so annoying. But now would the other little stair look better? Nope. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Sure. Whatever. For the foundation, we want which looks better. Kind of like that one. I think the square look serves us the best. Maybe that color. But can I... that's very dark. Why can I not get this with gray though? Away! Well, that's the color I already have. Fine. Well, then I guess that color. Something about the colors kept bugging me, so I was trying out a lot of different things, and this is what I've landed on just because I feel like the color is a little bit more cartoonish, so it's now a little bit more orangey. And what I don't get is that this is horse ranch, but I now had to change to the outdoor retreat columns because horse ranch does not have a column in this orangey color, even though they do have a fence that matches. So I don't know. The roof is still island living, and now the trim is from Adventure Awaits because I found that even though it has this like tent lining that actually matches really well in color. So I think we shall continue with some doors and some windows. Now for the door, I would actually like to have something that was just at all times open, but I am honestly thinking if we should just do like arches, if that's going to like work the best for us. Oh, wait. How would that work if we actually just did spandrels? Okay, that actually doesn't work horrible. Can I then still... I can. We have to do this as the very last thing. These are going to reset in just a moment, but maybe that looked kind of cool. We also want some windows here on the side so that it's not quite as sad. So what kind of windows? Oh, these are cute. Actually, I haven't really used any of these items, so maybe we should try and use some of them for this build. It's quite fitting. Does it come in a more orangey color though? You know what? We'll build a wall. We will put some paint on it and we will get the windows. We will figure out which window is the best window. I guess the only other thing we have is actually these ones from base game. They actually look good. That bothers me a little bit, but they actually look pretty darn good. And I also like how they are kind of worn. So sorry, but we will roll with these ones instead. We will make this work. Put them over here. Get a middle piece. And then let's just custom place. That is, after all, like my favorite thing to do, so why not? And we don't have any glitching, and it actually looks quite alright. So the craft hut would be very similar, yes. So like that, and then like that, like that. We don't need anything too big, I think. Is that, however, big enough? That is a pretty good question, and I think the answer is not really. But what if for this one, even though that's not exactly what it's like in the series, but what if we did this just to get ourselves a little bit more space? Oh, I hate working with diagonal roofs. There we go. There we go. Oh no. Oh no. There we go. And then I guess we would like that and like that. It looks kind of cute. Again, doesn't really look like the craft building from Camp Wannaweep, but I think that's all right. It actually has quite a big roof, and I think for this building that could work like that. And probably have something here matching just a little bit. I think we want most of the buildings to be pretty similar, so we will just go in with this. And we'll of course get our columns. That should, okay, they do work on a diagonal. I was just about to lose it. I know, again, we'll have to do this at the very end. We just want to check that it works. That is good. We want that. Now, of course, we want columns here, and we have trees in the way, and that's fine. Columns here and here. I like that little hut. A good little hut. This might be really hellish to play with, but I think it will be kind of cool. Oh my god, I can't do diagonal stairs. Okay, then it's not on a foundation and they can just walk in. And that makes perfect sense. Even though, again, the craft building in the series, a little bit different. That's completely fine. I don't know, I kind of like the look of that. Kind of works for me. So, do I live with ugly diagonal boards, or would I rather have nice looking straight boards that are definitely too nice for the build? What about this? Kind of silly, but it could potentially actually work. You know what? It is good enough for me. And if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for you. Let's add windows and doors. I do think for this one, I want a closed door though. My game froze. Please don't crash. I think my game is crashing. I have not saved this part of the build. It was pretty easy to do, I guess. And now we are missing a shower situation. What do we kind of want to do here? I don't really know. Because I don't just want a building here and then doors facing that way. I kind of want the doors facing that way. I kind of want all doors to be facing in towards the lake. I'm not a fan. It's also like this building is bigger than the crafts building. So obviously not. I don't know what I was thinking. Let's try that one more time. Just start over. Sometimes you just gotta delete what you just did. Gotta start over. Okay, think smaller. Think just in general, maybe think. What if we only do 2? And then we do it up to here. And then we do it like that across here. That's definitely a better building size. Wait, what if their hut was actually facing this way? Couldn't that kind of make sense? And then I was thinking that the entrance would be here, but actually the entrance here, that's still fine. Maybe that is what is going to work the best. And then we have the, what do you call this? Do you call it a dock? Is it more like a dock, or is that only for like boats? Because in Danish, we just use the same word. I didn't really get any smarter, so it's just a bridge, okay? That looks pretty good, right? That's a nice little bridge into the water. Sometimes I try things and then I am reminded that I am dumb. This does not look good. And then door-wise, I kind of would like something a little more chunky. This is actually kind of perfect. I think I love that. So that's great. Window-wise, werewolves only come with like an open window, isn't that right? Basically, yeah. I guess, I mean, could look cool. Do we just want our huts to have like one window? That is actually what they have. They have one open window. Great. And then we want beds. And we do want bunk beds. And I kind of, when I saw this, I wish that this was a bunk bed, but it's not. So I shall put a little bit in here. There we go. And then I shall get the matching bed, would be ideal. Because of course there is a matching bed. Oh, okay, there is. Oh, it had me scared for a second. I think I just want like a chunky bedside table here in the middle. Honestly, oh, maybe this one is more interesting than this one. I kind of like it. I do think that these items, just because they are so old, like the pack is so old, they're even more cartoonish. And I think we want to go with that a little bit. A little lamp. Ooh, I do kind of like that one. And then if we go for like a blue color so that it kind of matches the sheets, sure thing. Even though they don't really need it, I feel like putting a dresser here at the end. And I don't really want to add any form of activity, like not even a bookshelf, just because then there's a chance that they will use it for something else than sleeping. Oh, we could have had this. I like that better than the idea of a chair. Can we also have the chair? Not really. Maybe a little bit of decorations, because we kind of want to finish this so that I can just copy it. That is the plan. What if I mark the corners? Would that make sense? Like we have a corner there, we have a corner there, there, and there. And then we kind of want everything to fit in there. I don't know why I got 2 tables. What if we move that up there? And then these books are like over here. Actually, the lamp is a little more to the side so that we could have the fan. And then maybe we get that over here. And then we put the pencils in front, even though with a fan that would be kind of dumb. It is a little whack to have the fan in that spot. So I think we're going to move the fan and this lamp. I think that actually makes more sense. We can add whips, cobwebs. Oh, but then you're sleeping in it. It can be over here. I like that. So I guess this could make sense. Yeah. Like that. That looks good. A few more scratches here and there. Maybe like up here, like a child has just been cutting away with a little butter knife. Maybe we get some of these. You don't know what happened here. No one knows what happened here. There, it's just some like spots in the wood. Maybe we add one more little cobweb. Or we could, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Let's do that over here. Add that there. What if we also get a little curtain? A little curtain. Oh, that's actually kind of fun. Like that. So if I now copy this and I puts it here. Nice. And then I copy it and I puts it here. Nice. Okay. Copy this one. Look at how quick. Look at how it's coming along. So this could be a shower. What am I thinking? What am I thinking here? Nothing. Not surprising. I kind of want a sink area here. And I'm also thinking maybe, maybe we could squeeze in a toilet. Okay, what if we actually divide it already here? So it's just male, female from the outside. And then maybe let's just get some furniture so that we can actually see, and then we can just figure out the walls later. So, showers. Just these showers, I guess. So that would make sense to have around in this area, right? Let's get showers like that, probably. And then it would also make sense that you would have walls. And I guess it would make more sense that we just do like an archway. So that room is enclosed. And then we do an archway in here. This one, I think. Like this one. Very nice. And now, ideally, I would like to fit a toilet in here. And of course, we can easily have a toilet in here. I would have liked to fit an enclosed toilet in here. And that is looking a little bit more rough. What do we think of that? This is a horrible building to try and furnish. I technically don't know if this is going to work. But even if it doesn't, there would still be 2 definitely working sinks. Ooh, so it's not going to work. That is annoying. Fine. I don't think that looks the best, but I guess I'll take it. And then we just, I guess, accept that we did not have a toilet. Or we could actually squeeze a toilet in there. And then we make a smaller archway. Yeah, we get this one. This is perfect. Like that. And we get a little toilet door. What is a good little toilet door? Honestly, just this one so that it matches. Sure. And then we just squeeze these. I guess they're just only 3 showers. That's actually fine. I really don't care about that. And then they have just one normal toilet. Not a comfortable one, not a good one, but they have a toilet. But this is the one, yeah, this is uncomfortable. I think I will prefer that they have this one. It's kind of funny. I think that actually works. We will come back to decorate. I guess we can do just the wall. I'm okay with that. I kind of imagine we want this like yucky color. This isn't like too bad, but honestly, maybe this is kind of good. Should we get matching tiles? I think we kind of should. And that would be these ones. Oh, that is so good. Yeah, sure. Let's get them in here as well. And then here, I think we'll go with with whatever this is. Moving on, this is the hut of the few, I was going to say caretakers, that's definitely not the right word. That's not the word I'm looking for. The few co-workers is not the word. Few employees, maybe for lack of a better word. Staff, I found the word. This is where the staff is going to be staying. And they also sleep in bunk beds. There are probably 3 people, like some sort of crafts teacher, some sort of swimming teacher, and a cook. You know what? I like that. We'll go with that. Can we actually kind of squeeze these beds together? Because it would be nice for the staff, right, to have a bit more of an actual room. And then I think that they should actually get to have a couch. But the thing is that you as a player would not be able to assign these specific beds to the staff. I think they just choose beds on random. But as someone who does not really play, do I care? I am not sure that I do. Because I don't really know how would you fix that? I like this one. This is a good one. Can't see shit. I think this is the staff's room, and we will come back to decorate it. We're kind of imagining that there's just some utility back there because it just made a bit more sense and made me able to like squeeze in a desk. So I think that this room works pretty well. Then we have the boat room, which is probably not a boat room. There's probably a better word for that. But we have, this building right here, which we will also build and create and make nice and cool. Maybe a little bit lower. Maybe like that. Maybe in here. Don't we have some water thingy that we can hang on the wall? We do have this. Let's make them a little bit bigger. That's also very big. So maybe go 1.5. Oh, perfect. Let's get an archway because this is supposedly just open. I think I want a pretty big one. This one looks good. Yeah. And then we kind of want a little, kind of like an awning, but not actually an awning. What is the right color? Oh, is it just that one? Okay, well that actually worked out perfectly. Okay, well we always just do this. We do 0.999. Doesn't really appear any smaller, but smaller enough so that you get rid of the glitch, just like that. Okay, awesome. Is there anything like holding up a kayak, or do we just have the kayak? Like, do I need to make shelves for the kayaks, or are there kayak items? Also, where is the kayak? Oh, this sign though is that's pretty good. I'll place that there for now. Oh, this sign is good as well. We will come back to this, and do not get distracted. Where's the kayak? Oh, here's the kayak. Because what if we place like here, and then we put this so that it looks like it's like lying here on top, right? And then we do another one. But I don't know, would they just like pick them up, or would they now specifically not be able to pick them up because they're technically raised up? Because it's a little bit annoying if your sim just comes in here and just grab them and then they're not on the shelf anymore and you can't really put them back. But then again, it's like, do I care? Not really. Because I think that looks cool. It's what I'm thinking. I think it's slowly coming together. There's still a lot of work, but I think before I call it a day, we can finish the like dining area and also the arts and crafts room. So if we start in here, I'm pretty sure that if the wall is at this size, they can grab plates from this area. But I guess I'm also a little bit worried that what if the person working here don't actually serve on those counters? But then again, if we only place counters here, that problem actually solves itself. So maybe that is what we shall do. So we get these ones and then just place them like so. And then we get a fridge. Maybe we just get this fridge. And then I guess we can have some counters. We just need to place items on them. If we do like that, and then we get a little stove. Again, we probably just want an old stove. Imagine if the whole thing just like sets on fire. Why are these actually not the same color? That actually does bother me a little bit. And then I wanted a sink. Probably like this one. This is really ugly. But what can I do? Because I kind of want to have space over here, but I also need to make sure that they only serve on these ones. And it just feels maybe a little bit weird. But I guess we could have like 2 stoves. That could make sense. We could also have 2 sinks. That could also make sense. And then we only have 1 room left. And I guess we could technically go kind of wild and have 2 fridges. I do think that color is the best. Is that just how we're going to do it? Because then they should be, cooking here, but also at all times serving the food here. Which means that everyone else should be able to grab the food from this area. Is what I'm hoping. Should we get some windows? Maybe that can help us a little bit. There is a column in the way. So just there. That's for for, you know, for letting all of the smoke out. Should we get a little stove hood? Will that add to this, like, not looking very nice? Yills. We could also, oh, we can just do it differently. We can just have the sinks here in the middle. That actually makes a little more sense, I think. And then we can have these ugly stove hoods like here and here. So I was wondering why I didn't have proper lighting, and that is because when I use spandrels, which makes sense, it turns into outdoor lighting. So like that, which I gotta admit, I don't really want. So even though I really like the spandrels, I think it only makes sense that we instead go in with arches, which is a little bit boring, but maybe this could work if it actually comes in a proper color, which it does not. So guess we'll pick another one. Not a problem. This one comes in our nice orangey. Guess we should just like decorate this area a little bit. I would say we just want to get some of these things in here. No one really know what happened, but something happened. Also want to get some cobwebs here and there, adding to this place being a little bit disgusting. Very nice. Oh, maybe this at least. Our few different versions. Put that over here. Oh, I guess this could actually be kind of cute. If we're imagining that the children are just like doing a lot of crafts, then these are clearly some of the, you know, good crafts. Some of the highlighted crafts. This could be kind of nice. Maybe like here. Sure. I guess this is kind of fun as well. To maybe just have on the walls, just decorations. Paper crafted butterfly window. Well then, maybe we just have 2 of these. They are still crafted. Yeah, actually something like this, like a menu kind of thing. But that also might seem a little bit silly. I'm realizing though that I kind of want a spandrel. That looks nice. And then if I then also add column, I get a nice looking spandrel. Yes. And then going back into the decorations. Ooh, what about like this? I feel like this would probably also be the main area. Should we instead add it down here? Oh yeah, this is a good spot for it. You can come here and have a look at what is going on. I still also do kind of want a menu. Maybe if we make it just a little bit smaller so it fits a little bit better. Put that over here. Scale that. Nice. Very nice. I don't really want to clutter up the kitchen. I am very aware that it seems very, very empty, but I think that might just be for the best. We can add these. That's a little cute. But yeah, otherwise I feel like we don't really want to put too much in here because we also want it to just be highly functional. Crafts. Let's go. Get some crafting. Let's get some light so that I can see something. Very nice. Now, what kind of crafts can children actually do? They could play violin, but Ron Stoppable only talks about crafts. So where are the crafts? Is that it? Kids activities. I could of course have just looked here first. They can do, oh yeah, we can definitely get the arts table where we're already like using the pack. Also get the wizard thingy. So is this it? Is this what we got? Maybe a little sad. What if we put this down here? We move it out of the windows. Can we place, ooh, I mean we can, but they're definitely also overlapping. But again, do I care? Not really. Shouldn't be a problem. I think that this will work. We can probably do multiple of these. Not like this, of course, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. That's pretty nice. We get this. I mean, this, and is it not a base game item? Is it a get-together item? Oh, okay, it's a get-together item. I mean, technically, this could be for a class, right? If you have one of the packs with a whiteboard, I would probably use that, but I feel like it's a little bit unnecessary to just add a lot of packs. Ah, yeah, that's good. That's good. Get that here. Get that there. I think it's made for the postcards, right? Postcard. I guess maybe they every now and then received a postcard from like some of the kids that have been here multiple times, and then they just send a postcard to the camp for some reason. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But that's how the story goes. I like this. This is pretty cool. So I took a little look around and I'm thinking that honestly, these are super cute. And what if we just add them as if they have been like pinned directly to this wooden wall? So then it could just look something like that and just have a little bit more clutter. And I also think we have the small magnets somewhere. So where would the magnets be? They are here. And I'm thinking that they could kind of look like stickers. So if we also just place some of them just to, you know, have a little bit more clutter. I think that could be really nice for this space. It's kind of weird because on one hand, I want it to like not look nice. On the other hand, I'm like, oh, but this is like so cute. Let's add this little thing right here. Oh my gosh. So it's a weird in-between kind of thing we got going on. That is just how it's going to be. Ooh, kind of want to add this as well. I think the just decorative, but we already have some games here, so that could also make sense. I'm thinking, oh, these ones, right. Definitely want to add this. That's so fun as well. Maybe this as well. And then, oh yeah, I definitely want these. Oh, that can also maybe look kind of crafty, but I actually don't. I could hang up here. Yeah. I do like that. I think that's pretty good. We can always come back in and add more like smaller clutter items. Let's see. What does this have for us? Oh, that's actually specifically more like art class like. That's kind of interesting. So do I want it to look like something the children made? Or maybe, yeah, I think this one. Because then we can kind of imagine that maybe a teacher was like using that. And then we just add some crafts around the space, the place. We can definitely have some space for like these kind of items, right? Surely we can find space for these kind of items. Maybe they're just up here as like ideas for what you could build. Should this be like a teacher's desk? I actually kind of like that idea. If that's just like placed right there. And then sure, there are small hooks there. Do we have like a bag? Or do we have a backpack? I mean, I know we have a backpack, but this one. Oh, there's also this one since we're already using that pack. Could we potentially... Oh, I think that works, right? Oh, this is a little too high. This will have to do with the tool mod. I guess this also had to be lowered technically the slightest, tiniest bit. I did the wrong thing. Minus 0.01. That's perfect. This one, elevate 0.02. Elevate 0.02. I think that's good. I think I have unfortunately just placed it wrong. Like it should be there. It should be a little higher. We'll keep going because for some reason I'm now obsessed with this. Let's elevate it by 0.01. By 0.01 again. Yes. That's kind of cool, right? Oh my gosh. Choose different backpacks. I like the Dino one. And for this one, I'll go with watermelons. Oh, I can just place this up on the shelf. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my God. I hadn't even thought of that. Wait, do these fit a little bit better down here? That's exactly the same, isn't it? That's fine. I actually think this turned out really nice. We do have space for more items on the walls. Have I overlooked something that we can use? Look how cute that is. Adorable. We imagine that, of course, like the children have helped paint these. Oh, these ones are cute as well. And then I think we also add some of these around the place. Oh, that's nice. So these are the debug items. I'm pretty sure that these are the ones that the children can make. But we can just find them and like hang them up here as decorations. Also these. Where would I put these? Right there, apparently. We can probably also fit some over here. That's nice. Yeah. That's actually really cool. There are different versions. Wow. So cute. Let's add some of these. You never know where they might be creeping from. Yeah, it is this weird mix of like on one hand actually being pretty nice. On the other hand, we kind of want it to be creepy. So let's get our favorite spider webs in here as well. Web cobweb. Almost got it. Get some more scratches. I'm not sure if this is what it is, but I feel like it kind of looked like scratch marks, so I'll take that. I also feel like this kind of looks like scratch marks, even though I think it's more so for like tapestry. And with that, I mean wallpaper. Let's just get some of these around the place because it is a little creepy. Dee. No one really knows what Oh, what? I didn't know that. No one told me that. What the? Oh, endless possibilities. Has that always been a thing? Because I have most definitely only used like one of these. My God, are you kidding me? No one told me about this. You know, just a little spooky spook. Oh, yeah. Let's get some nasty grime in the kitchen. And some of my favorite scratches. So get some grime in here. A little bit of grime over here. No one know what happened, but everyone is disgusted. Is it worth adding 4 rent for just like extra much grime? Kinda is, isn't it? Kinda love that. Why do I like dirtying up the place so much in The Sims 4? It looks so good. Let's just keep going. Oh, also in the kitchen, like this is actual mucky mountains. Yeah. This is like real mold, real dirty. Something you would not want to find in the kitchen. And why is it up here? See, that is the good question. And no one knows, which is what makes it extra much very disgusting. Oh, yeah, that is so worth it. That's so, ugh. I think we'll pretend that it's a puddle. A puddle of something mysterious. Yes. Oh, then we can also go back here and add the grime. Add the grime. It's just so good. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, should we also add a little bit of grime in here? That actually still works surprisingly well. Go around and add a little bit of grime to all of our huts. We're back at our summer camp. For you, it's been a second. For me, it's actually been a while. Over a week since I've been working on this build. I just took the liberty to swap some things around now that I have a new set of eyes looking at it. It makes a lot more sense that our showers are down here and our highly, what shall we call it, suspicious building is here in the back. Maybe we should just start with this building. How do we make a highly low-key suspicious building? How does that work? I think in general, get to work is going to be our friend for this one. So we have signs like these ones that we can definitely place around our little building. We also have these pipes. We're definitely going to use these pipes. We have some more of these items for a little, what do you call this, surveillance camera. That's good as well. I think that's a pretty good start item-wise. The last thing I'm kind of curious about is if we have anything that we can use to kind of create, I don't even know what it would be, like, what do you call it when, like, water's able to pass through? We want to have a little sewage thingy. You know what I mean, right? This is what happens when it's been a while since I've been recording. I forget every single word I know. These are definitely our best option. So now we just want to build a little hazardous thing. Yes. Oh, they don't layer that well though. What if I just, then I have to alt place all of them. I'll alt place the other one. Very clever move. But then we put these here, and my idea would be to have this bridge cross over them, but they are actually too big for that. But then which one do I want to all place is the question. Just go for this and then I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. We'll fix it, no problem. Definitely seems a little too angular, some might say. So just go in and alt place everything. That is like my favorite thing to do. Now that is our work of art. Some pipes. We always want some miscellaneous pipes. Maybe this one as well. Maybe if we scale it down a little bit, place that one there. Looking very good. And then we'll just do that with all of the rest of the stuff. Oh, we definitely want this piece as well. Might be a little bit cramped, but that's okay. I think we have plenty of space on our little circular roof right here. It's dumb, but I kind of like that it's dumb. That is our dumb little building that took like 25 minutes to be honest. This is why builds take such a long time when you spend 25 minutes on something so dumb. If you haven't watched Camp Possible, what are you doing? If you have, I hope you know why this is here. And I'll fix something with some green water, I'm imagining. And then we do some pooling. I guess I kind of want to follow the lake around just to do like a really cool organic shape. We all know that that is exactly what we can do with these pools. Okay, so apparently we probably do need to fix this first, which I guess we just do by doing this. Yes, get rid of the lake. A little bit scary, but it will be fine. Come on, come on. Now we do a pool, which I now have no idea what kind of size it should be. It's actually kind of difficult to see. I guess we just eyeball it like we do with so many other things. We definitely want to blend in this pool because it's going to be ugly. Just need to prepare ourselves for that. Now I will admit that I'm confused. Why did that not work? Stilt foundations, conflicting block cluster. Oh man. That's so annoying. But surely you can do like a bridge thing, right? Because otherwise that would be stupid, right? Ugh. That is so annoying. So can't have pool right there. Oh, Oh, I have definitely seen where people do it as a second floor and then just lower the second floor. That is why I am confused as to why this does not work. We'll test if the lake works. Kyle, my man, you are going to summer camp. Yes. Okay, we go here. We go on holiday and it's lovely weather. It's great. You can do nothing in the lake. Oh, wait. Oh, let's just play in the rain. Bathe in water. Okay, he can stand there, but he can't swim. That's bothering me a lot. It's actually, yeah, that's actually really annoying. The things we do so that people can swim. Yes, we copy it. We put it up here. They now look the same. Awesome. We now get rid of this. And then up here, give me a little bit of a grid. Okay, cool. And we bring that over here. Awesome. And we bring it over here. Awesome. And it's still my column. Less awesome. And we do there. And we bring it over here. Okay, the entire boathouse is now a second floor building. How do I make it not float? How has it been so long since I've done anything like this? We just get columns? No. How do I actually make it not float? I guess I will find a debug item at some point. Let's get the roof back. We now do a pool. And do not tell me that I cannot have a pool right here. Don't flipping. We then do a pool like here. A very, very organic looking pool lake. What we are going for, which you can see I'm highly efficient at. That is bothering me so much. Is that because I now have this pool? Who would have thought that the difficult part would be to make the goddamn pool? Holy moly, what have I gotten myself into? Ah, thank God. And then this slot's here. That's pretty cool. See, this is what I was also hoping to be able to add to the pool now that it's, well, that it's a pool and not a lake. How does that look? Now that Kyle is here, how does that actually look? Ooh, that looks pretty cool. Should we add an alligator? Wouldn't that be kind of funny? I finished up the lake and it is a little bit dark now, but I just wanted to show you in live mode because I think it's so cool. I just let it play out for a little bit. And we now have the gator here. I also placed something weirdly submerged, and then pretty cool over here. I added a lot of those like small water emitters. So it now kind of looks like we got some nasty water coming out. And I just think it's like the coolest thing. It's like such a simple thing, but I feel like it really adds to it. Oh, the gator disappeared. I wanted to see more of the gator. And now Kyle is just standing here. But that is super awesome, just the way I want it. And now we continue. We now want an entrance. I found this sign. This is from Adventure Wait, and I think this is probably going to be the best. Thinking that maybe we have some nice, really bad looking fins in the live edit. So we have fins from werewolves that's like broken, and then we have fins from horse ranch, which I probably actually like better, which is just like this weird shape. And I feel like that's kind of similar to the cartoon. I think they will be better sized down, and then we can probably just scooch that in there and then just kind of try and, I don't know, build something. That's what we are in general doing. We're trying to build something. That is what we're going for here on the simcue channel. And maybe we make it even more wonky just by like turning some of the pieces here and there. Then I think one last fence piece right around here, and then we just have that opening. I think that looks pretty good. And then on this side, I feel like we'll just do it from here and then over to the wall. That could definitely make sense. So let's just get a little fence piece. There we go. There we go. Getting that good fence. No one's getting into Camp Wannaweep on my watch. This impeccable fence will keep everyone at a distance. Ooh, I should have started over here. See my flaw now? We will just rework that. Not a problem. I kind of love alt placing things anyway, so this is just so much fun. My campfire. I want a campfire. Please, just give me a campfire. Campfire of Clarity. Which one? I guess this one looks a little more promising. Ooh, I actually kind of like this. I mean, it is a camp for children. Kind of wish we could have a worn down version, but if we can't have that, then maybe something like this would be cool. Come on. That's kind of funny, right? Maybe one seat for an adult. Yes. Campfires actually don't take up that much space. Like, we could technically have a campfire over here, and then we could probably have the archery. Because wouldn't that just, you know, adds something else that the children can do, even though I don't think Ron Stoppable was able to sign up for archery, but maybe it could be kind of cool right here in the entrance so that when people walk through they get shot with an arrow. We could have like 3 potentially, because then you'd walk up here or you'd walk up here, but you'd never walk here. That is the dead zone. I kind of wish I had thought of it a little bit earlier so we could have fit it in a little bit better, but maybe I do like that it's there. That's what I'm trying to say. Then let's get on to placing some of these items. This one can definitely go up here, maybe in that color. Then let's figure out which one of these banners is the better banner. I kind of like this as well because it looks like gnomes or children running around. You know what? I'm good with that. Let's get that up here at what I consider to be the main house. This one, I kind of love it. I kind of wanted to have a spot. Oh, maybe over here they just have a little mascot tied to these stones because it's very cute. Oh, I think this is supposed to be a turtle, but I also feel like it kind of has the vibe of fin with 2 ends. This log is a very good little I want to have a seed log. So we could have a little log right here. That color is a little bit better. Could also have a log. Maybe let's have a log right here. It's a great placement for a log. Kind of wanted these around the arch. The archery. Yes, I wanted them around the archery, just like that. And just like that. Oh, I do like this item. This is a good item. We haven't even looked through debug. We should look through debug. I love looking through debug. An item like this as well. Oh my gosh. It is tinkling in my little decoration hands because I absolutely love items like this. Look at all the cool items I found in the live edit objects. Now, I don't know who would be receiving mail, but I do kind of like these mailboxes, and I'm just thinking that I guess the place might receive mail, so I am adding the mailboxes over here so that you will not get hit with an arrow when you go and collect the mail. The fishes, I just thought they were a nice little extra addition, just some fun. Do they hang outside this building though? Not really. Do they maybe just hang here on the side right next to the toilet? I think so. I think so. This could probably just hang. Do we want it here on the back? I actually don't know if I at any point showed you all of the grime and dirt I have been adding to everything, which I love. I think this is technically also meant to be... Oh yeah, that actually works. Oh, I didn't even have to lower it. Well, that makes it a lot easier. That is working surprisingly well. And no, I do not care that maybe the color match isn't like the best. This is what we get, and that is completely okay. I'm a little unsure where we left off, but the build is now done. And kind of like usual, I eventually went in and added just a few last items. So one major feature is that I added numbers to the huts, and I decided to not just go for like 1 to 5 because I thought it was more fun if we were imagining that there were actually a lot of huts around the area, and also because I feel like Ron Stoppable specifically mentions hut number 13. Even if he doesn't, I definitely wanted to add that just because I think it's kind of fun. I will definitely show you some clips of this place in live mode because I feel like that does it justice a bit more. But for now, I thought we could just do a quick little tour because I feel like the footage is a little bit all over the place. So we have a regular cabin down here, then we have the boathouse, then we have the staff's cabin, then we have our highly suspicious building here in the back. This is our main house where they also eat, another cabin. Here is the crafts and arts building, more cabins, and the shower building. And then of course the main feature, the big lake in the middle. So I feel like you do end up seeing quite a bit of footage of the boathouse, but just to give you an overview right here, there's not really that much in it. It's more of a feature, and I purposely didn't add for any of the sims to actually use the kayaks. If you go here, maybe you can use them, I don't know. I just didn't want it to like glitch out, and I didn't really want them to disappear. The staff, I think you also saw quite a lot of this. There isn't really anything special I want to comment on. I think the main problem is that as far as I'm concerned with custom venues, we can't pick where the different sims sleep. So you might end up having children sleeping in this room, which isn't ideal, but this is just a roof, so there's no access to this space whatsoever. In here they are eating. They are also serving food. I of course made sure that there is a role was the word I was looking for, that there is a role that should supposedly cook and serve food, and then everyone should come and eat. So hopefully that works really well. Then we have cabin number 1. All of the cabins look the same, even the diagonal ones, so I'll just show you one of them. Also, I feel like you saw quite a bit of footage of this one. We do just have a lot of cobwebs and grime here and there. Personally, really like. Moving on to the crafts room. I really like this space, and if you don't want this like worn down camp, you could technically just get rid of all of the grime, because I think this is like a kind of nice room. I like some of the decorations that we got around here, and absolutely loved, I know that it was in the video, but the fact that I managed to place these so it kind of looks like they're hanging, and the little hooks, that is like so cute. Then we have some more cabins. Cabin number 5, cabin number 8, cabin number 13. The shower rooms I finished up, also adding in a lot of dirt, a lot of not good looking, disgusting stuff. Yes, even in the toilet. So then we have our campfires and our archery, and I actually just now remember that I have not added archery as an activity, and I probably won't. I guess they can just do it in their free time if they want to. And then the last cabin, same as the other ones, but this is number 16. And I designed the numbers just with this like little small piece. This is just a base game item that I sized down and then tried my best to place properly. It took a few tries, but I think it looks decent. So I think that's about it for the camp. But lastly, I just want to quickly show you the venue that I set up. So we have group 1 and group 2. So these are the children. Then we have a camp director who's also the person cooking, and we have an arts teacher and a swim teacher. The schedule is very simple, and I wanted to keep it that way just because I felt like then you could always add stuff to it. So in the morning they shower and they eat, then group 1 goes and do arts and crafts, and the other group goes swimming, and the teacher has this like care and mentor for children role. 2 p.m. they change, they swap. Group 1 goes swimming, group 2 goes do arts and crafts. Then at 5 p.m. the camp director goes cooking, but everyone else has free time, or they can go to the campfires, because I did want to add that as an activity, even though I would prefer that it wasn't every single day. That is unfortunately just how this is set up. Then at 8 p.m. they all eat. If they go hungry before, because again I don't do a lot of gameplay, but then I would just swap these two so that at 5 p.m. they eat and then they go around the campfire. That could definitely make sense as well, but I just feel like Sims don't actually need to eat that often, but I'm a little unsure when you have children. And then at 11 they go to sleep, which is a little bit late considering they're getting up at 6 a.m, but maybe they can nap in their free time. I just try to set something up so that it should run smoothly, but you can at all times just change it. And then I think I'm going to show you a clip where I'm loaded into this lot, and this took so much time. So please appreciate that I spent like an hour or something setting up custom clothing so that all the children and also the adults wear clothes that match their role, and even more importantly, like match the camp, which I think is pretty cool. So editing Anna, roll the clips.